the budget has been announced today. Rishi Sunak has been a busy man today. What does it mean for property investors? Is it good news? Is it bad news? Well, I'm going to give you everything you need to know. So, what's been announced today by Rishi Sunak in the autumn budget? Many interesting points to go through. Is it good news? Is it bad news for property investors, landlords, service accommodation operators? Well, it's a mixed bag. But before we get stuck into things, please make sure you do give this video a big thumbs up, and also you subscribe with notifications turned on so you see our awesome content as soon as we post it. So the first thing to run through is economic growth. So basically the growth in GDP which basically gross domestic product of the country is going up. So previously it was expected that the economy would grow 4% this year. This has been revised to 6.5%. So this is fantastic news and shows that we are expanding as a country. Things are picking up since COVID. The next point is inflation. So basically how much more expensive things get each and every year. Historically, the average it's kind of been 2 to 3%. That's usually the targets. They've now said that for this year, inflation is going to be expected to be around 4%. So certainly 4% seems very realistic. It probably will be more than that if you look at the costs of supermarkets, used cars, properties. All of these things that don't actually go into the inflation calculations, you can see that prices are going up. In some areas of the economy, wood, timber, building supplies have actually got a sense of hyperinflation. So for property investors, you'll notice that products going up 30% each and every week. For certain timber goods, that was quite popular. I heard a lot about that during the summer, impacted by it myself. So inflation at 4%, that's definitely not good news. The cost of living is increasing. So for people that have money in the bank at the moment, if you've got £1,000 in the bank at the moment and you do not earn at least 4% return on your money, you're actually losing money every year by keeping it in the bank. So also, minimum wage is going up to £9.50. This is a fantastic increase and will help a lot of people, especially in the lower areas of the economy where you are working for minimum wage. This increase is going to be fantastic, and it's going to result in a lot of people having slightly higher disposable income than it otherwise would have. Affordable homes, have been a lot of investment into affordable homes. I think the government want to build about 180,000 affordable homes. There's plenty of opportunities there for construction companies, builders. There's going to be a lot of demand, a lot of investment, a lot of money being spent by the government in these schemes, so that's certainly an opportunity there. So also we've got a 50% business rates discount for the retail, hospitality and leisure sector for 1 year. This is fantastic news. It's going to apply to the service accommodation sector, so that everyone who's got their properties on business rates, make sure you're taking advantage of this because it's going to be hugely valuable. So during COVID, a lot of the grants that were only available to people on business rates, most people now have moved their service accommodation units over onto business rates and started treating them as a proper business. And now this 50% reduction in business rates for the hospitality sector is going to be even more welcomed news. So certainly service accommodation at the moment is really having a very strong recovery. Really high occupancy rates is what we're seeing when speaking to clients, and now a 50% reduction in business rates. This is certainly welcome news. Other announcements include a 3% decrease for duty cuts, 3%. So the duty on beer and sparkling wine is being cut by 3%, which is fantastic. Appliance should be slightly cheaper. Definitely welcome news. Also, one big thing to watch out for is the annual investment allowance, which is the capital allowances basically that are available when you purchase qualifying plant and machinery. That is at £1 million currently, and it was due to be cut at the end of this year, but that's been extended to March 2023. This is fantastic for people in the service accommodation space, the commercial property space, where you can claim quite a lot of capital allowances, large amounts. You're going to come close to using that £1 million allowance. This is certainly fantastic news there, and it's going to help you save a lot of tax. Also, they've announced that the tax rises announced in the spring budget will be going ahead. So that 25% tax rate will be coming in from April 2023. We've covered this in a lot of detail in one of my earlier videos. I think it's last week now, so I'll put the notes to that in the description. But that's where we run through the actual 25% tax increase, how it's applying, the small profits threshold, and what you need to know as a property investor. So really for me, they're the key points to basically focus on. Fundamentally, there's a lot that could have been said in this budget. There were rumours from the reports from the Office of Tax Simplification, inheritance tax, capital gains tax, massive reforms should be put in place. Potentially bringing in capital gains tax up in line with income tax. It would almost double it for most people. And basically looking at scrapping the nil rate band. There were many proposals put out, but luckily for landlords, essentially for this budget, we've gotten away with it relatively unscathed. There's nothing really here that's new or surprising. If anything, this is a positive budget. You know, there's a lot of government spending going on, minimum wages going up, so certainly there's a lot more money flowing around the economy, and obviously as wages go up, rent prices can also go up in line with that. So really, for property investors, this is probably the best we could have hoped for, aside from them scrapping Section 24 and reversing it, which is probably never going to happen. This is really the best that we could have done with. So it's really good news. Capital gains, inheritance tax is staying where it is at the moment. That's not to say things might not change in 6 months' time, so always make sure you're ahead of the game, speaking to your advisors and planning as much as possible when it comes to tax purposes. So that's about it for this budget. Essentially, there's not too much exciting, sexy news that's taken place here. It's really good news for landlords. What do you guys think of it? Have any different opinions? Let me know in the comments. I would love to speak with you guys. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.